and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice. Let's go. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Have you ever met a sister with her shit together? Maintaining, never complaining, trying to make shit better. She's got a real good life with the right frame of mind. She's the real deal, baby, and she know how to grind. On the job or in the bedroom, baby, the truth. And with her by your side, homeboy, you can't lose. Just slip on the dress and go to work like a pro. Then bring that ass home and drop it down to the floor. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's a lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's the lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Shelly Lime and Billy Lovebird. Shelly Lime and Billy Lovebird. Shelly Lime and Billy Lovebird. Yeah. Shelly Lime and Billy Lovebird. Shelly Lime and Billy Lovebird. Shelly Lime and Billy Lovebird.
Hey, Facebook. Happy Wednesday. It's going to be rather interesting, like y'all. As you can see, V is in the camera, but she is pumping gas. She is actually traveling. And she's echoing also. She's traveling, and she's going to be traveling and on this live. So, for some reason or the other, StreamYard is not showing our comments. I don't know why, but the ones that I can see. Conley said, love this. Monte said, yo. Hey, Monte. And I'm just going to kind of like read the topic for tonight. It is, if you're practicing celibacy, what do you do when the urge or desire hits you? That was the question. And this was supposed to air on Monday. We do apologize for Monday. We had a lot of stuff going on Monday that was kind of out of our reach and out of our control. So we kind of had to just we had to recap it today. And as you can see, we still have things going on. So please forgive us. And then the weather is really, really bad. Just in case y'all can't hear us, or, you know, if you might hear Vaughn's windshield wiper, she is driving in rain. So we just gonna kind of glide through this show the best way we can this hour, because we didn't want to miss another show. So we just was like, well, we're gonna post up and we're gonna grind through it, and our viewers are gonna grind through it with us. Because the streams aren't coming up like they're supposed to, we're gonna be battling what y'all saying, because like, I don't know, StreamYard said they're having some difficulties, and I'm assuming it's because of the weather. So it's like the comments are coming, but they're not coming like they would if we was able to see them. Like they would come up and we could see them really good, but they're like slow and dragging, which is weird. I said, hey, Monte. Hey, Johnny. Hey, I think it says Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Tina Cook. Hey, James. I hope I'm saying y'all names right, because I cannot see this little shit on this screen, and it's not porting on my phone. So anywho, I'm just going to try. I'm going to read some of the comments from earlier, because a lot of the people was commenting earlier on this topic. Robert Guy says, you tell me, like he was saying, you tell me how you practice celibacy. Colin said, go for the run. I guess he's saying go, get gone or whatever. Sandy said, pray real hard. Tiffany Jackson said, pray and fast. She said she went for 5 years being celibate. I told her hats off to her, because that takes a lot of self-control to go 5 years. Now, I do know people that have went 10, 20, and actually, matter of fact, I have a girlfriend that's actually on 12 years. So it is possible if that's what you want in your life. Walter said, beautiful, love it. So I take it he's been down this road. Dante said, why? Like, why practice it? Patrice Jackson said, cancel the practice of celibacy. Why should she be selfish and deprive herself of D when she's using every method she has that don't work no more? Meaning all her dildos, everything she been using ain't working no more. Lisa said, break dishes. Horace said, crazy. Horace, you crazy. Horace said, rape himself. And then I asked him, I said, really? Is it that hard? And he said he ain't gonna deprive himself from the goodies. He's not gonna deprive himself from celibacy. He said he don't have no problems that sex can't solve. Um, Anthony just said, yep, yep. Dale said, really, she really wants, I don't know if Dale's a guy or a girl, but he said he really wants to know. I guess he wants to know how to practice celibacy. And then Michael Allen said, I know I can go 10 years without it, but not by choice, of course. So, honey, I guess if you can go a couple of months without it, then you could be able to survive. I don't think it's as hard as people try to make it seem to me. I think it's mind over matter. I really do. I don't think it's like, people make it seem like they're going to just die if they don't have sex. I don't think it works that way. Let me see if I can get these comments to come up. This is crazy. Okay, like I think I'm frozen on my screen. Hold on, y'all. We are really gliding tonight by the seat of our holy pants because this is going to be a very long show trying to do this from a phone and the computer that's barely showing up. Johnny said, just ask God for help. Tina said, she's still pumping gas. Tina said, ooh, she said, ain't no way. Why? Can somebody just explain to me why is it so hard? What makes it so hard to not have sex? Like, I mean, what's the complication? And if you're at a place, like, think about it like this. If you're at a place in your life and you're just casually dating people, right? And then you decide to be active and you're still casually dating, are you going to sleep with all the people you actively dating? Or are you going to like just be celibate until you find the one that kind of makes you go, or the one that makes you, makes you want to give up the coochie or give up the cutty or give up the D or whatever you want to give up. If that is like, that was going to happen. He said, where is your friend? There's 12 years going without anything. 12 years, honey. Look, I'm on 7 months and it's not, and I always say this, y'all, it's not because I can't have sex. I mean, sex is the easiest thing in the world to have. It's right there all the time. It's right at your doorstep. You just go out the door and the sex is right there. It's something that I choose to do right now because I don't want to stretch myself way thin and I just don't want to be randomly having sex. So I just figure, until I, get in my frame of mind where I want to do that, I just be like, no. The answer is no. Final answer is always no, too. Yes, Tina, it's 7 months. It's been 7 months. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's been 7 months easy. It's 7 months hard. But I am, hats off to me if I make this year, honey. If I make a year, I know if I can make a year, I'm gonna be good. Like literally good. If I make 1 year, so I got these last couple of months to roll to see if I can do it. It's almost like right now it's become like a challenge to myself. I'm like, can I do this? And it's not, like I said, I got my gadgets, I got my toys, I got stuff that I keep myself together. Don't think I'm down, just not. I just don't have no active man that I want to be bothered with right now in that area. And it's like I said, it's cleanly by choice, obviously. It's not because it's a strain of dudes. It's just because I don't want to give myself up right now. I'm working on some things, honey. Let me get that out the way first. And then, I got to make sure someone's worthy of all this goodness that they're going to get. They might not be worthy of it. He said, that's good because sleeping around is dangerous. Yes. And that's another thing. And I have a lot of guy friends. So if I was sitting here and I'm like just kicking it randomly, do you know how many people I've been done slept with, child? I'd be out here just all over the place. And I know how easy it is for me to fall into that rut. So no. Let me see if I can get this on my phone, y'all. I need to read some of these comments off this little tiny screen. Tiffany said, I'm not sexual anyways. I enjoy it with someone special. So it is not that hard for me when I'm without sex for 5 years. I prayed and fast, but you do get urges. I try not to put myself in situations that's tempting or watch anything that puts me in the mindset. And I threw all my toys away. Well, Tiffany, I ain't throw the toys away, but I do practice what you said though. I don't put myself in situations where I would have to. And I don't put myself in situations where I'll be too tempted because I already know, like, if I'm super attracted to somebody, it's very easy for something to go down. But if I'm like, if it's somebody that's just like a friend and I ain't really feeling that friend like that, then I ain't gonna be stressing it. But if it's like somebody, because I'm human, so of course if I sit there long enough and honey, you looking like caviar and biscuits, look, I might jump out there and be like yes. But I try what you say, Tiffany. I just don't put myself in situations where it's like where I'm gonna be hot and bothered. You know what I mean? Like, cause honey, it could just take somebody kissing me and throw me over the edge. So I just be like, no, 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 no. Let me just not do that. Let me just not put myself there or in that kind of thing where I feel like I can just give in to temptation, honey, because that's really all it is. It's just something that's very tempting that you want that you probably really don't even need. El Toro said mental health, exercise, food, etc. G forest management, Fox Rest Management, AMG, listen to, I don't know if this has anything to do with this topic. I think he's advertising, I'm not sure. He's saying something about mental health. I don't know if anybody's crazy on this cast. And you said, yes, the flesh is weak. The flesh is weak. Yes, of course the flesh is weak. I mean, Tiffany, are you still practicing celibacy now, or are you now active with someone, or are you in a relationship now? V just fell off. I guess you got to come back. She is driving, y'all. I told her, like, be careful. I don't want her like trying to drive and and read topics. So I have to wait for her to join back on the stream. But it is, I think it's probably more harder for men than it is for women. I think with us, we're like, how would I describe women? Like, I think we have control over that area versus a man. I always say it because we're inward and they're outward. So the wind can blow and they get hard. But for a woman, it got to be, it's a mind thing for us. Like, we are more about like the feeling, the whole ambiance of the whole sex situation. So when it's just like some random, unless you're just a woman that just like to screw. And I've never been one to like just want to just screw everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been, I'm really picky about people that I'm doing it with, because, and I said doing it with, that sounds so crazy, but people that I'm like doing it with, because I know, like, in my mind what I'm bringing to the table in that area. And I just can't be with just some random that's just out here screwing everybody, because then that leaves me the room to cat something, B, God forbid they run around not using protection and bring me something that I ain't never had. It's just too much. So I just be like, man, I'm good. I really stay in the good zone with that stuff. And I don't be thinking about it. And I be working all the time. I really don't have time to think about it. I think that's where I go through. You said, no, I'm not having sex right now. Well, Tiffany, I'm sure that's by choice. So that's kind of, so see, it's not, I think, like, when I was reading the comments from the guys, most of the guys are like, why? Like, why do it? I mean, mm, like I said, for a woman, it's more easier than for a man. A man is gonna be a man, and they move differently than we do. We just be about, you know, let's let's not do this part unless you are in a situation where you like cuddled up. See, this is the situation that I don't put myself in. I don't be up there snugging up on people on couches. I don't have company and let them come in my bedroom. Like, I don't be like, oh, come on, come on in my room and let's like lay on my bed. I don't do that. If I do have people around me, like, we sitting where it just ain't gonna happen right there, or it's not. That's kind of how you got to be. You got to be picky on some of this stuff. Um, Colin said, "What sex?" Laugh out loud. I don't understand, Colin. We're talking about celibacy. Like, how long can you be celibate, or how do you go without the desire of being? If you get the urge and desire, what do you do if you're practicing celibacy. That's the topic. So those are the things that I do, that I practice. And I know there was some people that hit me up on my inbox and they was just like, why would you want to be? Like, why would you want to be celibate? Or, why? You can. And like I said, it's not because I can't. It's because it's a conscious choice that I've made to say, no, not right now. It's not that serious, And then look, don't get me messed up, honey, because there's a lot of brothers that be like just ridiculously beautiful to where you want to go here or just take it. But then you got to still think about, like, is this something you really want to do? And when you do it, what's going to
I'm here.
Colin said, run, Forrest, run. Are you serious, Colin? No. What are you running for? It's not that hard. You on, baby girl, but you sideways. V Lovebird is getting it together, y'all. I want her to be more safe than I want her to be messing around with this podcast. So I think that's where we are. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to read the things on my phone. It's hard to, it's a lot going on here tonight. It really is. But I think, and then you think about some people, what was the couple? What was the name of the girl? God, what's the little cute girl's name? She's a celebrity. Her and her husband they were celibate until they got married. Real pretty girl. I can't think of her name though. She played in Eve's Bayou. She played in another movie. I mean, she's really pretty. I'm just trying to think of her name though. Anywho, it'll come to me. But her and her husband practiced sex. He was like, he was into heavy in religion, and he told her he wanted to wait, and they did. They didn't have sex until they got married. I think they said they went 2 years of just celibacy. I just think that's beautiful. To me, that's beautiful. Like that someone can wait for you. I mean, I think the problem we fall into is people are like, oh, I got to test the waters to make sure it's good, to make sure it work, to make sure it do all this stuff. I mean, it's going to work the way it's going to work. If you got the attraction, honey, all that shit's going to come together. He said, time for me to go to bed time for me to go to bed because take care and nice to hear your voice. Colin, I wish I knew, I don't know if you're related to me or to Vonda, and I can't see your picture, honey. But, well, good night. Thanks for joining. I really can't see your picture though. It's like this small. I mean, all I see is like this on my screen. Claire. Okay, that's her name right there. Yeah, they went for a long time. But I thought it was so cute. And they're still together. And they seem very happy together too. She don't seem like she missed a beat. Her and her Claire and Megan, that's who it was. And they're Sierra and Megan. No, is that the girl? Is that the one that played in Eve Bayou? I just know she's really pretty. I can't. That might be her name. I don't. Her husband has a girl name, because if you do, Sierra and Megan is a pretty girly kind of name. But yeah, they did, and it was beautiful. Oh, my cousin from England. I'm so sorry. Hey, honey, how you doing? So your uncle is my dad's father. I didn't know. We have so many family members, love, that I gotta count y'all as we come. But thank you for being on our live. Nice to meet you, cuzzo. I'm sure, like, tell Uncle Eric and give my love to Donna and Deline and all the cousins and all of them in England. Tell them, they got to come to Atlanta. We haven't seen them in a decade. Hey, Orlando, how are you? You just got home from work? Oh, I just got off work too. I actually got off work and jumped on this live. V is having technical difficulties in her car. She's trying to get on, but I just want her to be safe because she is driving. You said since 6 years I have sex last. I'm assuming you're saying you haven't had sex in 6 years. I'm going to think that's what you were saying in that. And I'm really squinting. I should have readers on, because this shit is so little on my screen. It is unreal. Hold on, I'm jumping, and now they're like want to pour all this crap in for me to like see it. They took their time to know each other. They built a foundation first. Yes. And I think that's good. But you think about it. I mean, you really think about it like this. If we was going back to biblical times, when in the Bible, when it says You don't have sex till you get married. You don't do certain things. And I think what happened, honey, we got out here and we decided to test all these waters to see if the waters was running good or running deep. If somebody really, really, and my sister did that too. If somebody really, really is digging you and they really, really are into you, and you say, hey, this is what I don't want to do, they're gonna respect that. And they're going to respect it, and they're not going to be out here cheating. They're not going to be out here running around doing all kinds of stuff if they're really and truly into you. But if you're meeting people and the first thing you put on the table is your drawers and your coochie, that's all you're going to have in the long run. That's just what I honestly feel. And if you know in your heart that you're like good in a certain area, like some people is the bomb in that area. They just know it. That you already know. And don't stuff start from an attraction anyway. Like when you're physically attracted to someone, most of the time when you're physically attracted to someone, the sex is good anyway, even if it's the worst sex in the world, because the attraction is there. For some reason, that just works. If it's like, it could be, and then you got to think about when you do finally have sex with somebody, you're nervous. You're trying to make sure you're doing all the right things, and throwing the stuff the right way, and he throwing his stuff the right way, and y'all trying to mesh up all in there to make sure everything is just wonderful and peaches and cream. And then that's typically how it goes. You said I is I is tired, Orlando. Aw, sugar. They worked you tonight, huh? And then it's raining. The rain don't make it no better, baby. Likewise, they all crazy, especially Maria. Laugh out loud, night from England. Thank you, love. Mwah. Thank you for coming on. Now y'all with these long things that y'all want. Oh, good God. Okay, now I'm gonna need readers for his. His one is really long. Okay, Standout said, I have not had none in 9 months. I just work and be there for my kids. When I get the urge, I write poetry and put my thoughts, urges, and temptations into the rush. Is when I get deep into what I'm expressing. It works. It's just think of someone I had real good sex with and imagine what I used to do with them. Smile. That's me, everybody different. I'm not I'm not doing it. I'm not doing anything right now because I want something real, not just a fuck. I'm just not fucking. I feel nothing for that person but what it is. Okay, Stan, I agree with you. I agree with you there too. God forgive me. I really need to go downstairs and get my glasses because when I tell you I can't see, I can't. I agree with that standout. I mean, that's very well said. See, you kind of do what I do. I write a lot, like especially at night when I be, and that's another thing. I sit up at night and I brainstorm. So when I'm sitting and I'm thinking I try not to let like all these sexual thoughts come into my head. Although, like with me starting a private page, of course I'm thinking sexual stuff now because I'm doing all this extra shit in my brain. But then at the same breath, I'm like, I got to keep myself focused too. That's what I'm saying. Like I got to still keep myself in the mindset of, no, I'm not gonna make my mind go here because I'm doing a fantasy here. If that makes any sense. So that's kind of where I am. But hats off to you, Standout. I'm telling you, it's probably more people on this podcast that is practicing celibacy that probably don't want to say it. It doesn't make you a punk or weak. It just makes you not doing it right now. I mean, period. They found out how freaky those people are. So it was hard when people giving it up so easy. A lot of people lack integrity. Oh my God. Say that again, Tiffany. They really do. A lot of people lack a whole lot of stuff. And then you think about it. So what if you are like kicking it with a dude? Let's say y'all go about 2 months with no sex or no nothing like that. And then you finally give it to the dude, and then he ain't there no more because he realized it ain't for him, whether it's good or bad. Or now you become like, or then he loses interest. It's good, but now he got it, and then he starts doing him now because you're no longer relevant on his map. Those are the things that I be thinking about. I just be like, you know what? I just rather say no the first time around. David Hanna said, "Have a damn Coke and a smile." David, you a fool. Roger said, "Hit back." Don't understand what that means. And that's the ones on there. It's just like I'm reading from all the podcast. Vonda's phone is gone. I don't even know where she went at this point. But yeah, so you just got to think about the stuff that's going to keep you happy, what you want in your life right now. And I think if you do that, you can stay focused. That's just what I believe. I believe that people could do this if they really, really wanted to. I read that one already. You said it's celibacy and I can't get the same thing. I can't get the same thing. I don't understand, Linda. It's celibacy. And I don't understand what that means. You have to say that another way. And halfway, I can't halfway damn see it. So I can't ask. I know I did. Me and Vonda did speak about this prior to putting up this topic, and we kind of was like, it ain't her thing. You know, she ain't out here running selling herself short, but she's just like, it ain't her thing either. Like some people just want to know what they getting ahead of time, so they won't have to figure it out down the road. I honestly just think if you're attracted, in my gut, in my heart, I just think if you're attracted to somebody, if you can make a man get hard and you have had no sex, that means he's attracted to you. If you as a woman can be all warm and fuzzy on the inside by somebody touching you, don't you just take that same passion when you do have sex? That's how I think sex works to me. That's when I think it's enjoyable for me. When I am completely and totally attracted to you to the point where I'm just like, yes, you know what I mean? Once I get that yes to me, honey, the sex gonna be good. I ain't about the rest. That's just my opinion. Hi, V.
I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on my phone, and I'm in my car.
Yes, and I told them you were driving.
Yes, I'm
Just
gonna
be
be
safe.
driving. What did I miss?
So,
It was raining so bad.
so Tiffany kind of just been saying the same thing I've been saying. That is, like, she's still not having sex. She's been 5 years. She just don't want to have random sex partners. Some people was just like, you know, they don't want to wait for that. They want to have sex right now. Stand out as another guy that came on our cast. He's new. I've never seen him before unless you know him. He just said he uses, like, he hasn't had sex for a while. He writes poetry. He just occupies his mind with other things instead of getting his mind going in the sex area because he just don't want to be randomly fucking people, which is kind of what I said. So what's your thoughts on it, V, since you're on the cast now?
I think sex is overrated, and it's also a mind thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person, if I'm in a relationship, I want it. If I'm not in a relationship, it doesn't faze me one way or the other, and I can go with that. You know what I mean? So it's not a big deal because, like the other person said, I can occupy my time doing other things. You know what I'm saying? Because my mind is just not on sex. So, I mean, but if you choose to be celibate,
Right.
I
So
have
you can
like a
be
long period
celibate.
of time without it, but that ain't say I didn't want it. I just didn't. It wasn't nobody I wanted to do it with. You know what I mean? So, as
Okay,
opposed to, like you said,
so we're
I
all
had just
kind of saying the same thing.
yeah.
So
I
I
can't
think I
speak
think we're
on
all kind of saying the same thing when it comes to that. Like we're saying, like, you know, it's not because we're like not able to get it. It's not because it's not there. It's because we're at a point in our life where we're choosing to say it can wait. It's not that pressing. It's not that serious right now. If it comes and I meet this great, fabulous person and that's what I want to do, then yeah. But in the meantime, while I'm just out here dating or just out here meeting people, that's not where I'm trying to be at. Not right now, anyway.
girl. You can get sex, but you
Johnny
can't get
said,
nothing.
you can look like you, and you know how you know that's true. If you take, like, in Africa or places where people are hungry and starving, what you always see, people pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So that means
Yeah.
people are always thinking about sex. Even in crisis, people are thinking about sex, and it's like, is it that serious?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, people will screw you before they feed you if you let them.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. So that's not where we at. That's not what we trying to do. And like I said, it's not because you cannot get it. Don't I always tell people, don't think, and don't let nobody pressure you. If you know you're standing for a reason for something you're doing, some people will be like, well, I can't date you because you ain't doing it. Don't make nobody play you thin like that. Like, don't do that either. Like, don't fall for that hokey doke because people do that all the time too. If you give up your stuff, be because you want to give it up, because that's the road you felt like you wanted to go down, and that's what you did because you wanted to do it. A lot of shit be like pressure. You be thinking you're gonna lose the guy, honey. If you're gonna lose him, you're gonna lose him anyway. You're gonna lose him whether you give it to him, you're gonna lose it whether you don't give it to him. That's just the bottom line. It ain't
That
because he
is
didn't
true.
like you less or no more. If he's for you, he gonna be for you, period. And if he's all about the sex, that's what he gonna come in the picture for. Get it and be
Right.
gone.
Yeah, that is true. Hit
Tiffany
it and quit
said, there you go. Tiffany said, hold up, Tiffany, I'm trying to get your
It's a
thing
good
to come
reliever.
up on this screen.
She said it's a good reliever. Yeah, it is.
It's a good reliever. Oh God, yes. I mean, I ain't gonna say it ain't now.
I was about to say that. Yeah, that's good too. But
But
at the same time, you don't have to be with somebody. You can knock yourself off and get. It's not gonna be the same satisfaction, but you're getting that feeling off. So you don't have to be with somebody.
and that's what I say. I said that earlier when you got bumped off the first time. I said, let me tell you something. Give me 5 seconds with my own self, with my own body.
Yeah,
This mind can take me all the way where I need to go
I'm trying to tell
if
you.
I allow it to go there. But in the same frame of mind, and I was telling myself, I was saying earlier, I don't put myself in situations where I have to do it. Like I don't bring, like I'm like me, you the same in this, and we don't bring people to our bedroom. We don't let people just be all over the place when they do this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like boundaries. Like no, we're not finna do that. So there's no need of us laying down over here and cuddling, because cuddling gonna mean you want to cuddle and you gonna want to rub a foot here and there, or you gonna want to touch me some kind of way.
But I think.
Okay, I saw a comment.
Go ahead and read that because I can't see. Hey, Keith.
Hey Keith, I'm gonna see if I can see it, honey. Okay, Keith said, "Girl, you making me hard already. A dirty old truck driver being out here on the road. Lord have mercy. But I got a job to do. I just love when you talk dirty. Wow. Oh my Lord have mercy, Ravonda. I'm glad when I get to meet her. I will spoil her rotten. So, honey, you had a truck driver
That's my
wanting to
crazy
hear
cousin.
you talk sexual.
That's my crazy
Well,
cousin
why would he
there.
want to hear you talk dirty? That sounds creepy. Okay, Keith, we gonna
Well,
say
you
that.
better you better
I'm gonna
introduce
reread
him
that.
to
I'm gonna hope you don't
Shut
want
It
to hear.
Live at the You better introduce him to Shut It Live at the dark then.
Look, you better come to Shut It Live after dark. After dark, y'all. It's coming soon. Coming soon. We are working on this page.
Yeah. I
It's
was gonna say,
work in
you know,
progress.
I
It's work in
think that
progress. Work in progress.
you sounded like kiddo. You ain't gonna let me get a word in today. But I was about to
All right, go
say,
ahead.
if a person is with somebody that's practicing celibacy, I think that's a good thing because it's giving them time to know each other. Because so many times people jump into sex and never get to know each other because then it just becomes a sexual thing. And you have feelings attached, but it's not like intimate feelings or, feelings where you think you're going to take the relationship to a different level. Because at that point, you're just having sex and you're not worried about getting to know each other because ultimately, when you're in a relationship, that's the part you want to get to. So if you're doing that first and so quickly and just, with whoever you with, then what else is there for them really some people to look forward to, which there is more to a relationship than sex, but sex is important in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. I agree with you strongly on that one. Like I do. I said the same thing.
Because
Severe
people want to
said,
get that feeling nice severe.
hold up. She said, I don't know what she said. I can't get it. Oh, very proud of you, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
But you're right,
But
Vonda. Like that, I agree with that. Like if you give it up quickly, if you give that up first, what's your playing card after that?
yeah, you can have the sex and then they said, they'd be like they want to get to know you and this, but then when you're trying to get to know the person, you end up having sex and you ain't really talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just jump right into the act and then
Mm-hmm.
you go on about your way or whatever, and then you might have a little chit chat during the day or whatever, but then it just turns into something just sexual and you still don't really get to know that person. To me, I think that's how that could go.
Yeah, but I agree with you on that, though. I completely agree with you on that. I believe that's how it works in this nowadays. That's how it works, and then especially where they say like it's 10 to 1, it's 10 women to one man, and I didn't realize how many single people are in the world. Like it's a lot of single people, and
Heck yeah, it
everybody
is.
wants some part of somebody. You know,
And you know,
everybody
and
wants a
you
piece.
yeah, that's true too, Chef. But I think a lot of women now are practicing celibacy because we're so afraid of the download brothers. And when you saying 10 to 1, that means you got 10 women gawking and competing for one man. Like, who got time for that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
and then you have these ones you just can't be sure because just because it look like a duck don't mean it can quack like a duck and be other things too. So you don't want somebody that's
I know,
straddling both
right?
sides of the
That is
fence.
true.
Nah, I'm good. I'm scared.
So what's the longest that you've been without sex? What's the longest you've been celibate? Like the longest you went without, just said, I'm good.
Oh God, a long time. I can't even remember how long, but it was a long time. Like I said, if I could knock myself off and be happy and just go about my day. I don't think about nothing else but focus on the stuff I got to do. And for me, that's better because I don't have the attachment to somebody wanting to see them and, spend time with them or just, hooking up, getting together, all that type of stuff. I knock myself out, get up, wash my butt, do whatever I got to do, and I'm going about my day, go to the next thing, and I don't trip. But I can't. It was a long
Oh,
time, and I didn't like it. I'm gonna just be honest. I didn't like it. I didn't think about. Oh, yeah. I gotta pay attention where I'm going. I don't want to miss my exit. But I didn't think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I had so much other stuff going on. That was like the last thing on my mind.
mhm.
So
Yeah, if you're busy, it makes it easier. I think if you, like I said, I think if you sit down and keep putting your mind there, it's about your mind. Orlando said a little off the topic, but do vegans perform oral sex? Laugh out loud. Yes, they do, Orlando.
that ain't me, Orlando.
I mean, like that, it definitely is not meat down there, but yes, they do. Yeah, a whole bunch of people run around talking about they vegetarians and vegans, and they do a whole lot of stuff that they ain't supposed to do besides eating meat.
Okay,
So the
that's
answer
just
to
like the
that
ones,
question is yes, and I know that to be factual.
right? That's just like the ones that swear they don't do it, and then as soon as you close the door, you be like, "Oh my goodness."
I didn't hear you, babe.
I said that's just like dudes that would say that they don't perform oral sex, but as soon as you get in the bedroom, close the door, they go just be gone, just have you up, climbing up some walls or something, just be lying.
Yeah,
That,
and then you don't do no crying. You ain't up no walls.
right. But
Or I
Orlando,
was
I
like,
don't think
sometimes
the vagina is meat.
it definitely ain't me. It's more like flesh, and a lot of hell, you got a lot of people talking about they don't eat no coochie, honey. Most men do.
Yeah, they do.
Most of them do. They
Well,
might want to go around. Now, I'm not saying like that. Like I'm gonna say this again. I ain't saying go around eating everybody coochie because that ain't good either.
I,
Don't do that.
it's off topic, but I did have a friend one time. He said he didn't do it because the first experience he had was bad. I guess the girl wasn't that clean, and he just said like nothing about it. But then he tried to, and I told him, I said, you can't base every woman off of that one woman. You know what I'm saying? Because her
Right.
hygiene wasn't good
Right.
and all that type of stuff. Every woman is not like that. But he learned.
Facts.
He
They
learned.
do they do after a while. One bad experience can spoil you for a little while until you get the
Yeah, for
right one.
real.
But fellas that have not ever, this is totally off the topic, but if fellas that have not tried having oral sex, of course the first time you go down there it's going to be a little different. It's just like a woman sucking a dick. You got this emblem looking at you. You don't know whether to suck it to the left or to the right. You don't know what to do with it. It's facing you. You facing it. You tasting stuff you ain't never tasted. Of course, it's gonna seem a little different. And especially like with men because they have that little pre-ejaculation that come out that's really salty. So if you ain't used to it, of course you're gonna be like, oh, something ain't right. The same way with a vagina. I mean, it's gonna carry something. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to smell no pee. You're not supposed to smell nothing raunchy. But every woman has her own scent. If you're with her long enough, you're going to know her scent. So when you go down there, you're going to know that's her scent. There's a difference between funk, piss. You know the difference. If you go down, I always say, if you get to the belly button and something ain't right, then come back up. Because you already know down there it's going to be all wrong.
You ain't even got to go that
especially
far.
if you've never done it. Because you get down there and you've been vomiting. Yeah, you've been vomited on somebody because you're blown away by what you inhaling. It's the same way with a dick. If a man go run around the gym and then he come home or he come around, he wants you to suck him off. Of course, it's gonna smell like sweat. I mean, what else is gonna smell like? So ain't no different. If you like it, you like it. You like it, I love it.
Okay.
Tiffany said, hold on. Tiffany said, if I can get it on the screen. Tiffany, I know you said something, honey. I just can't get it up. Hold on. StreamYard is doing the most tonight. I kid you not. Tiffany, I can't see your comment, hon. She said, I don't either.
I don't
You don't
either.
what? What don't you do? What don't either? You don't do oral sex? Gotta be a little bit more specific on that. But I mean, let me ask you a question though. If you're celibate and you do oral sex, does that count?
I don't think so. Because you're not, well.
I mean, because it's not.
Well, I mean,
it's not penetration.
Is like the act of intercourse. It's never been defined as if you have an oral sex, but that's still intimate. But I wouldn't say that oral sex is breaking the celibacy.
So it's breaking celibacy if you're coming.
No, you can do that for yourself, but you ain't having sex with nobody but yourself, and that is not sex. That's just like knocking yourself out.
What you do that got you turned completely sideways? Like Rhonda just went a whole. So Tiffany, you don't do oral sex either? I mean, you saying you don't do that because you're practicing celibacy, or you just don't do it? Period. Be a little bit more specific. I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. I don't think now. I'm not gonna say that I've done this or not, but I don't think oral sex counts in celibacy. I think penetration does. That's just me. That's just my thought process. I think that oral sex can lead you to break your celibacy, but I don't think it's included. I think if somebody want to break you off, let them break you off. If you want to break somebody off, break them off. That might be what gets you through the next hump or the next one. Let me see. Keith, I know you're saying something, Keith, but I got to get you on this board, and I just lost Bonda again. Hold on. Oh, you don't do it, period. Like never have? Oh, I mean, do you like people doing it to you? I mean, I'm very curious. You see, you just got my attention, right? I'm really curious. Like you don't like it, or you just never tried it and just don't care to try it ever. That's deep. I mean, inquiring minds wants to know. Mine's the inquiring mind. Please do tell, Tiffany. Keith, nothing came up there. My girl is driving in really bad weather. No penetration, no sex. Well, yeah, I agree. Orlando. Well. Some people can be aggressive when they're down there, Orlando. If you think about it, it can almost feel like somebody is in you with their tongue when they're doing that very well. Just depends on who's down there doing it. I mean, the penetration part anyway. And then, some people get all extra with it. They use fingers, they use their tongue, they use, God forbid, some people use their whole head. I mean, I can testify that people do use their head sometime when they're bald. You said, if someone goes down on you, You're gonna lock them legs around their well, what's so funny, Orlando, that you said that. Like, that is like the worst thing that I probably really do. Like, especially when it's feeling too good and I don't be ready, and I'll just like, I got big legs, so it's really, really easy to literally lock somebody's head like that. That is like, I am guilty of that. I will agree with you. You said you've done it before, but you don't like it at all. But yes, I love receiving. I don't care for performing oral at all. Matter of fact, I hate it. Wow. Wow. And the guys that you have dated, they don't mind, because a lot of guys require it. I mean, well, a lot of men like it if you know how to do it. If I think if you know that it's something you're like, I had a friend, her mouth wasn't big enough, and she would always say, my mouth don't open wide enough to put a dick in it, and she was right, it didn't. Like, it just, she didn't have, like, her range was really short, so something in her mouth would have probably choked her. So she was like, I just don't do it because the average person's penis is too big for my mouth. And she was right. It really was. Like, she wasn't like trying to be selfish. She just didn't have a really wide range of space in there for someone's penis to fit in there. But like, I've never heard somebody say they hate it though. You said you probably will never do it again. Wow. Wow. Now I don't just go around randomly sucking dicks. That's not, that's definitely not what I do. But I mean, but well, I just find it very enjoyable though when I'm with my partner. I don't know. I love it actually. I don't know. That's different, but I wouldn't just do it to like, it's not something I just be up out here running around doing. It's got to be with who I'm with. Because that would just be gross on a good day. That's interesting. Like, I've Orlando, you look like you love eating coochie. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. You look like you do. But back in the day, you probably didn't. Now you look like you do. Okay, Tiffany said they don't mind because she lets them know ahead of time. Men don't care. Men still will eat you without penetration. I'm spoiled. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. But baby, ain't nothing like, honey, there is nothing like when you doing it and they doing it, and all we coming together, and whew, look, see, that's why I'll be talking about this, because I get all bothered. But something about when you receive it and give it, honey, y'all flipped upside down and you're just going at it and just, yes, and honey, you don't even know what to do with yourself sometimes. You just be like, oh, child, Jesus, take the wheel. Let somebody take it anyway. I think my mind just be way over here on left field most of the time. I have my own, but I do require, like, I wouldn't date a guy if he didn't, because I know I would miss it. Like, you hear that a lot of times. People be like, I couldn't, my mental. I love it. So there's no way I would be asking all the time, you ever go, you ever go, you ever go? And it'd be, I sound like a broken record. You ever go? We ever go do this part? We ever go? And my coochie might dry up. It's like a sport. And you're right. It's like being spoiled. It's like, I've had guys say, like, I've had guys say they don't like blowjobs. And then I always say, like, well, maybe you had the wrong person giving you the blowjob. And I do think people do different kind of blowjobs. Like, I think some people do it fantastic, and some people are learning, and some people, probably don't know what they're doing at all. But if it's an art, and I look at sex as an art. So if you look at it like an art, and it's like something that Lord, I can't even describe it. No, it's just undescribable. I can't. I can't even take y'all there. The things that go on in thy head. You said I don't mind if a person call me a pussy, because you are what you eat. You so shut out. No. Well, if you enjoy it, I mean, some people do. Now this is we all off the topic, but some people do it and they like I said, they completely enjoy it. Some people stay down there a little too long. You can't be down there forever, honey, because once I get it, I'm ready for the penetration part. That's why I said sometimes when you practice in celibacy and you make them do that part, it's really hard to stick to your course, because the next thing your body is fiending for is like, okay, what's coming next? And especially when somebody be like, nah, we not gonna do that. And then you have to put your mind back in perspective and be like, what? We're not going to do what? So that's kind of like my mind. My mind cannot be 1, 2, 3. It has to be like, I have to, I like I said, that's why I don't put myself in them situations, because I know me. I know, if I know myself better than anybody, I already know what I can deal with and what I can't deal with. And I already know when I'm attracted to somebody, especially when I'm attracted to somebody, it makes it that much worse. It's like, starting a fire that I can't out at all. And I do, I think blowjobs are good when you can give them. You're good at doing it. If you're like horrible, I would say don't do it. Don't do it ever. Because some people are terrible. Some people are terrible at eating coochie. Like, this the worst thing in the world. Tiffany said something about that. I never had them problems with men giving me oral. The first thing that comes to their mouth, I don't even have to have sex. Men just glad glad to have a cat on their face. Yeah. Well, Tiffany, you know what? You are 100% right, because you are right. They will eat you out without even knowing your name. Without even knowing your name. Literally, like literally do that with no problem. Hell, women do it too all day long to other women, and they don't even care that they know your name. But it is an art to that. Everybody can't eat coochie, and everybody don't know how. Let me just say that. Some people are very, very good at it, and some people are absolutely horrible at it. And if you ever had somebody who was very horrible at eating cuckoo, it'll turn you off. It really was. Especially like their teeth are all in it and they just biting you all over the place and just be all over the place, and no. That's when you be like, okay, you're good, you're good, you're good. That's when you be like pushing their head away, like, okay, we're good. Let's just come up and do part two. Is it an art form, and everyone is not an artist? I agree, Marcus. I 100% agree. That's exactly what I just said. I said everybody's not good at it at all. Some people are great at it, and some people are horrible. And when I say horrible, I mean horrible. I'd rather not have somebody do that than be disappointed. And I can tell by the way somebody kisses me. I literally can, if they're going to be good in that area. Because there's something about, I always say to the men that I've taught how to do this, pretend like you're kissing my mouth. And my mouth is the most delicate part of my body. And I don't kiss people. Like, kissing to me is very intimate. So it takes, if I have to really dig you to kiss you, because I don't like to kiss people. I think I'm good at it, but I don't, it ain't something I'm be like, oh, let me just kiss you. I think my tongue in people's mouth that's a lot for me. So it ain't like I'm gonna be out here just kissing randoms. You might get a kiss on your cheek here and there, but it's like that's the whole ambiance of my tongue and all that extra stuff. I have to like you to do it, because I know it can start from that, and I can kind of tell. You can kind of tell. Hey D, hey Daryl Brown, D in the building. So yeah, you can kind of tell. Yes, you said you kiss well. I almost said yes. So you kiss well. That's good to know, Daryl. I'm sure you do. But it's intimate. It's an intimate thing. It's something you do. It's something that it sets the tone to the rest of the stuff that's going on. And you can really, really, ladies, if you don't know, you can really know when somebody's going to get down to the get down there by the way they kiss you up there. She said, girl, you can tell by kissing, and I can tell by the shape of their mouth if they're gonna be good or not. No, but you know what, Tiffany, you might be right though. I had to laugh because I had to think about that. You're right. If their mouth is, I mean, you don't want nobody with no bad mouth down there. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. You wanted to look a certain kind of way. You said hello, down. What in the heavens hell are you talking about hello? Um, but like I said, some men, honey, they bring it and they mind blowing at it. And then you have some people that you only want them down, and you be like, look, just come up because you ain't doing nothing. You about to give me a headache, a whole solid one. Especially when you're selling yourself down and like not selling it like literally, but when you said if you're not a selfish, you'll probably be good. Well, Marcus, I don't know. Some people just ain't good at that. I think all this shit is art. I really do. You ask me about sex, I think it's all in the mind, honey. I think the mind will take you where you want it to go. I can can visualize myself doing shit, I'd be like, yes, I might look good doing that. Like I might be sitting somewhere talking about yes, and I'll be already ahead of you, way, way ahead of you on a whole nother page. I done had sex in my mind and everything. When my mind gets to running, it runs like way over there. So I have to reel it back in sometime. Every now and then I have to remember that no, I'm not doing this. I really like kissing lips. Take that how you want. Okay, okay. Orlando, what does that mean? There, what you talking about? Lips on your mouth or lips below? And how long? How long should you celibate? Give a bit. Anyway, anyway, jackpot kiddo, you stupid. Kiddo, how you feel about oral sex? You think it's well? How do you feel about celibacy? You know, we've had this conversation, kiddo. What do you feel about celibacy, and what do you feel about oral sex, and is it intimate? Is oral sex, would you consider oral sex breaking celibacy? That's kind of what we kind of dipped off into. I personally don't think so. I think penetration is when you're breaking your celibacy. I have no problem with the second go round. Like at all. But right now I'm not practicing either. None of it. And then of course, you know, things change in time. It's going to be cold. Shit. When it get cold, I might feel a whole nother way. Right now it's still hot outside. You say you don't kiss everyone? Well, Daryl, no, you know, I know you from back in the day, Daryl. Them lips might have been on. Them lips might have been on some people. Them pretty little lips, baby. Them pretty little lips. You said, "Yep, yep, I agree." What part do you agree with, Daryl? What are you agreeing with, my dear? Tell me, so I can know. Because y'all be coming in here saying something. I'm like, huh? I love oral, but humans aren't tainted. Can't even kiss these days. See, that's what we just said. We just said the same thing. It starts in a kiss. Y'all think I'm kidding. If a person can kiss you and they kiss you right, because honey, I'm telling you, some people can kiss to where your brain hurt when you finish kissing them. And then there's some people that you kiss that you never ever want to kiss again ever. You be like, I don't miss it. I don't want to. I don't ever want to do it again. Especially when it's real sloppy or like a lot of spit. I used to talk to a guy that used to spit in my mouth. It used to drive me freaking crazy. But I loved him to death. Oh, he had the most spittiest mouth. And I don't think it was his fault. I just think he created a lot of spit. And that sounds really nasty. I just said it. I just got grossed out in my own mouth. Um, hold on. Marcus said, "Why not beautiful? Why not beautiful one? Which part? You, Marcus, you gotta, you know, at least when the streams come in, they move. So I don't know what you're responding to. So you got to kind of give me a heads up to what you're asking after." He said, "Tiffany." Tiffany said, "No. When I went 5 years celibate, did receive oral. Did so you did do oral, receive oral, probably like several times. But yes, oral and kissing is very intimate. And I agree. You do not do it to everybody. Like I ain't finna be running around here sucking dicks all day long. That's not gonna happen. I don't care if I'm dating you or not. That's some shit that just don't happen like that. I really, really though, really have to like somebody to kiss them. Like, because to me, kissing is so intimate. Like, and I'll kiss you. Like I could be like, you know, those kind of kisses. But I'm talking about my tongue. That's a little bit much. You said, just Tiffany said, yes, some folks be acting like they teething. Tiffany, you a fool. But I agree though. I agree. It's an art. Let me see. I see D saying something, but I don't know what he said because it's like halfway on my screen. What you saying dang to, Daryl? What are you saying dang to now, Daryl? Please tell me, honey. But But yeah, we should do a show where we have like maybe me and V will put this together, like where we have like our exes, not ex-husbands, but ex people that we dated in our past that can kind of share like their experiences with us and how we rock and how we get down. You might have to, honey, I might could teach you all some things. I don't think I had no bad. Matter of fact, I don't think I have none, to be honest with you. I don't have nobody that would say that like they had bad sex with me, like ever, like ever. Ever. I'd go down in history for that. Like I said, I look at it to be an art. And as long as it's an art in my mind, and as long as it's like like touch and feel and the way you hold. So like I'm soft like that. Like, I love like touching people and I like that whole situation. So as long as my mind can go there, but I gotta really, like I said, I gotta like you, I gotta halfway like you. Can't be running around here touching everybody either. You said no, sir. No, sir. What? Down, I don't know what you answering to, love. Like you popping up these ones and twos. I have no idea what you responding to. You said, okay, Margaret said you're not doing anything right now with all that you have, man, kind of at a loss. Well, because Marcus, like I was saying earlier, you just came on the cast. It's because I choose to, Marcus. It's not because I can't. It's because I don't want to right now. And I it's like it's almost like right now it's almost like a challenge to myself to like I want to focus on other things and see, once you start that whole situation, you can it's hard to stop it. And then it becomes like a process. And I don't want to be caught up in it right now. And until I get to where I want to be consistently doing that with someone, I just think it's better for me to stay the way I am for right now. And trust me, it's for right now. You said, girl, no, my ex is crazy. I cannot. You said you can. But see, I have like I shouldn't say all of my exes, but like I've had like this mass field of ex-boyfriends. But the ones that I do have, all of them, I get along with everybody I used to date. Like, they just love me. I guess I'm just a good person. When you with me, you with me, and I ride with you. When I ain't with you, I just don't break up and be ratchet. Like I ain't gonna be jumping out of rooftops trying to find shit like that. So I guess I'm pretty easy when it comes to certain stuff. Mr. Greg Gile says, "Is she clean and fresh? The sky is the limit, especially if you have some flavor, syrup, or fruit." He might wait. I can't see it. Hold up. He said, especially if you have some flavor, syrup, or fruit, he might take you to Wonderland. Oh, night. Greg, you stupid. You know what's so funny though? I had this dude tell me, and not to me, this didn't happen to me, but he said he put syrup on a girl. I would be mad as hell if somebody put syrup on me because it will be so sticky down there, especially if you're not like all the way shaved. That might be like a no for me. Like I wouldn't want syrup. Put anything else that's not gonna stick because I don't be balling myself like that, and that would irritate the shit out of me if I like just was sticking together. All I can think of when he was telling me that was ants. Like, oh Lord, no. Like just ants just sticking to you because it's sweet. Like anytime ants find something that's really, really sweet, they get to sticking to your body or whatever. That's what I pictured in my head when he was telling me. I was like, oh, you just want fucking ants on everybody. No. Sex is not sex, Greg. I beg to differ. I do. I think sex is an art. Fucking is fucking, if that's what you're saying. Like, yes, you can fuck anybody. You can jump into bed and you can screw them all day long, if that's the understanding. When you are making love to somebody and you are doing it as an art, it is an art. Trust me. The way somebody touch you, the way somebody touch your face, the way somebody touch your skin, all of that is art. I ain't talking about these little fly-by, one-by nights that people do nowadays where they want to just come in your room, pound the hell out of you forever. No. When you get to a certain age, you don't want nobody climbing on you, just beating your brains out. You have moments where you probably want to do that, but that ain't every day. Sometimes you want to be caressed and touched. And like I said, it's a way a man can kiss you aggressively that makes you be like, you know what I mean? Like, he might grab your head from behind. You might be in the kitchen cooking grits and he come up behind you and just turn your head around, and just go at it. And that whole situation could turn real quick because of the way he touched you, the passion he did it with. Let me try to tell y'all. I'm gonna show y'all how this is done though. Wait until I get y'all in this little room. You better say it, girl. I'm passionate. I'm telling you, Tiffany, I don't know what be wrong with these people out here now. That's why I know I ain't missing nothing. Because the people that do approach me on a regular, they ain't ready. I already know their mind can't handle it. I'm like, because I'm gonna mess you all the way up just with the first shot. So and I don't want people be running around my doorstep talking about they want more. So I just leave it where it's at. Make it real simple. I don't talk about it. Like I'm not, a lot of people brag about their sex and they be like, I'm great, I'm wonderful. I don't even do that. I just figured when you rock with me, you're going to know what time it is. When it gets to be that time, you'll know. You already know. I ain't going to tell you too much. You will figure it out on your own. And that's what I like about things. I like when people don't talk about it and they just bring it to the table and it's just fantastic and it's good. And it's a damn, you said it's, and it's a damn sure not the same. Oh no, Marcus, I disagree. You said, Orlando said, I got a self-challenge part because I still ain't had that Popeye's chicken sandwich yet. Because I just want to make sure I'm stronger than my urges. Orlando, I can't with you. I can't tonight. You must need some coffee, Orlando. You're tired. I'm going to say you need coffee. I'm going to have to give you some coffee later so you'll be good. Because I think you riding off of sleep. I know you like being on these podcasts. I think you tired. What did D Brown say? So what do you want when the urge hits you then? Well, what do I want when the urge hits me? Shit me. We ain't even gonna go there. When the urge hits me, you got to come correct. It has to be, it cannot be like the urge hits me and then you half ass the touchdown, because it's gonna be a touchdown at that point. You gotta bring it because you already know I'm aggressive. I'm very aggressive when I want what I want. Like I ain't the chick that's gonna be laying in the bed talking about something I don't want it. Nah, that ain't me. I ain't her. Like they might have them, but I ain't that one. I don't know how you do that. When I want it, I want it. And when my mind's there, it's there. So it's better to keep your mind free of it than you don't think about it. Like, now, right now, I'm reading all these things on this stream and my head is going. So I have to be like, oh, wait a minute. Let me get my mind back right, because I might have to go to bed praying tonight. I might have to go stand in cold water. Fucking and making love beautiful. I agree. Marcus. I do. I do. There's a time and a place for fucking, and there's a time and a place for making love. Like say, for instance, if I was like out with my dude and we was like, just say we was at a bar and, well, no. Let's say we was riding in a car and I'm sitting on the passenger side, you sitting on the driver's side, and you looking all extra over there on that driver's side. And you just got this little sexy thing going on, and my mind gets to running like my mind will run. I'm fucking. You see what I'm saying? My mind's thinking, for anything, let's go home, make love. I'm thinking, I'm finna get you in this car. All of this looks great. I might be blowing you off while you driving the damn car. That's how my mind works. But that's me. That might not be every chick on the block. They might be like, no, I ain't finna do that. You could be standing somewhere in the room, and just looking a certain kind of way. And it don't have to be you dressed up. It don't have to be you dressed down. Sexy is sexy to me. And some men just got sex appeal that is just to die for. Some people just have sex appeal and it's just a given. Like they don't have to do nothing. They just sexy as fuck. And trust me when I tell you, there is some sexy people in this world. I'm just saying. That's just me saying that. What did you say, D? No comments on standing in cold water. Why you can't comment on standing in cold water, D? Why not? Why you can't comment about cold water? What you done did in some cold water? Here we go. Here we go with what, Daryl? Daryl, you stupid. So I ain't even gonna fool with you on this podcast. I promise you I'm not. Bye, Daryl. Daryl, you know I love you though, right? I've loved you forever. So you said, girl, you gonna make me blush. Orlando, you stupid. I am Orlando. I think you're sleepy. You worked all day. I got my vibe from you this morning, but I didn't thought, I was at the doctor. I couldn't throw too much coffee love at you. So I had to give you a little bit of coffee this morning. Tonight I might give you a whole lot of coffee. Just depends on my mood when I get off this cast. Which, and my girl, I gotta make sure my girl okay while I'm just talking. Just being you and just being you is all I need. And I think, Marcus, that's good because I think people can have fun. I think relationships and being with somebody and just people should bring out the best out of each other. It's something that just makes it cute. Not, I don't want to say cute because it sounds kind of childish, but just the way you ever be, bye baby, you bye D, I'll talk, well, we'll talk. You ever be like with somebody and they just make you, I don't want to say giddy, but when you're around them, like you have like the best time, like you laughing and all you want to do is think of like what makes them happy. Like, what keeps them smiling like that. And I think that's where I am with me, like as far as like people, like you want to be around somebody that when you're around them, you just get, and I call it the whoa, the whoa. I got to get the whoa. And I haven't got that. So I don't think you can look for it. I think when it lands on you, you know it's there. And then you're like, that's it. That's it. Regardless of what it is, who it is. Because people always think it's because who they are. No, it's about what it is at that time. Like what makes it whoa you. You know what I mean? Like what makes it make you all fuzzy on the inside, that person. So hats off to the people that practice celibacy. Hats off to the people that love to eat coot coot. I call it coot coot. I don't want to say pussy. But hats off to the people that eat coot coot. Hats off to the women that give hella blowjobs. There is women that do it all day, every day and enjoy it and love it. But whatever you're doing, love it because you're doing it because you want to. I would always say this, like I will say to people all the time, don't go around here, kissing everybody, sticking your tongue in everybody's mouth. Men don't be around here just eating everybody cuckoo because some men just eat everybody. They don't care who it is. Some men just love to eat coochie. Period. Like Tiffany said, some men just love it. They can't help it. They just like what they like to do. They like the taste. They don't care what it look like. They don't care if it's been beat for days. They just like it. But then you have some people that are a little more intimate. And I think when people come to me and they ask me, that's why I can say this so freely on this cast, because I say it all the time on my page, it's not because I can't. It's not because I don't have options. I probably have too many options. That's probably the problem. But I want to make sure it's like perfect. I want it to be not, and there is no word called perfect, but close enough to it where I want to be woed and I want to know what that woe is. Where I'm just like, I want to be woed and I have to find woe. Woe has not woed me yet, so I'm gonna keep continuing on this little path of celibacy until I figure it out. And I don't think I'm missing anything yet. Anyway, I don't. Um, and I'm good. I think it's healthy. At this point, it's still healthy for me. But what did you say? Right, right. When you have it. Well, yeah, I agree. I agree, Marcus. You do. When you have it. When you have something that's going to make you a little bit nuts. So now I have never, and this is totally awesome. I've never been somebody who's made me like want to like fight over sex or nothing like that. I don't think I can ever be like that person. Like I don't think in my whole life of living I've ever fought or would want to fight over somebody's penis. You know how they say people be fighting men over some coochie, or like men will get into battles about like you slept with somebody and you touched my girl. I don't think I have that mental. Like I think I just be like, it's not that serious. Like if it's good, it's good. But if it's done, it's done. And I don't be wanting all that extra. So I just be like, okay, it's good. It's cool. We straight. Do you. Just do you. Just don't keep bringing it back around me. Be your best at your best. But remember, everything is not to be eaten. Just saying. No, okay, Marcus, I agree. That's what I was saying. You can't run around here just eating everybody. That would be kind of nasty. Just like you can't run around here just kissing everybody. I'm here celibate now 9 months. Well, we almost the same, Vanessa. I'm 7 months, honey, and I'm like, ooh, 7 months. I hopefully will make the year. Um, hopefully the year. I like we were saying, Vanessa, that we try not to put. Me and Tiffany said the same thing. We just try not to put ourselves in situations where we got to stretch ourselves very thin, or put ourselves in a situation where you want to so fast. Like you know what I mean? Like you have to keep yourself away from certain things to keep yourself out of the situations where you break your celibacy. I don't care how good it is. I can let you go. And see, Tiffany, that's how my mental is. I don't, and Vonda can tell you that about me. I shut off easy. I'm like that. Sex, I am not sexually driven like that. Like where some people are like, I can't let her go because of sex, or I can't let him go because the dick is so good. I've never been her. Like I'd be like, okay, I'm good. Because once I shut off mentally, everything else shuts off after that. It's like it comes like a package. It's like a domino effect. Once my mind shut off, I'm shut off. And there's no like retracting it. I can't go back to it and be like, oh, yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't have that in me to do that. Like once I cut off from the mind, I'm cut off from it all. And that's what I don't care how great it is. A lot of people I be seeing some sisters just sprung the hell out over some coochie and dingaling. You said gotta get a box of toys and Pornhub, but haven't had anyone to speak to me. I'm a Scorpio, want it every day. Girl, I ain't a Scorpio, but I can tell you if I started out, that's how I am. When I get it and it's good, you ain't gotta call me and ask me, can you come by and get it? I'd be like, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. Yes. I'm always ready. I'm always ready. But if I'm in my zone like I'm in now, I ain't really like stressing it like that right now. And I'm trying to figure out people. I'm still in the midst of trying to figure out a lot of people. I'm just like, what's really going on here? So you said, so a year, huh? So I'm going to be at your door. Orlando, I cannot with you. I can't with you tonight. I will not play with you tonight, Orlando. We're not playing this game tonight, Orlando. You said February 1st? Yes, that'll actually be the year. Yeah, that will be the year for me. Like Valentine's Day. Maybe I'll give it up on Valentine's Day. And if I can go longer, if I can make it longer, I'm going to make it longer. It just depends. Like I said, I take really, really cold showers. And then, y'all know I'm starting my fantasy page. So ain't no telling what I might be in here doing. Y'all might live all my little fantasies out in my brain. Y'all going to be like, this girl is off the fucking chain. You said I don't have no fight in me. I'm worthless. I will cut a person off and be deep in love. I know my worth. Life is too short for nonsense. And Tiffany, I completely agree. I do. I don't even try to sit around for brothers that be undecided. You know how some people be like, they be thinking like you be waiting for them. Like, dudes be dudes be on some other shit. I kid you not. They be thinking like you just sitting around and life just don't go on. But life will always go on with or without somebody. I've back in the day when I was younger and I was head over heels over people, once you go through a little heartbreak and a little bump in the roads and you come out on top of them roads and you figure you've done all that you can do, your mind work a little different after that. You know what I mean? You don't be sitting there. You don't be sitting there just thinking about all this crazy stuff that people be trying to bring to the table for you. I don't know. I don't I'm completely distracted, as you can see. I don't really play the head game with people like that. I try not to. I think I'm like you. My worth is worth more, and I don't have time for all that extra shit. Marcus agrees with you, Tiffany. He says he agrees. You mean agrees on know your worth? Yeah, you have to. And women, especially women, I think a lot of women sell themselves short because they don't know their worth, or they feel like they're not worthy of something, or they feel like, because a man can come by and intimidate the shit out of you, and then you're thinking like you can't be of where he's at or his level or and people could, and that's what women or men, they can make you feel a certain way, but that will be happy because you allow them to make you feel a certain kind of way. If you don't allow people to get in your head, all this shit is halfway mental. That's why I always say all this stuff is in your mind. You don't allow people to get up in your head space and confuse your thoughts and your process in life. You ain't really gonna be. You ain't really missing nothing. It's a whole lot out here, y'all. I am way over the time frame. I'm just running my mouth. Marcus said he agrees. But yeah, I'm sorry that V couldn't come on, y'all, but she was driving and she was in bad weather. I preferred her not to be on this live tonight than be driving and trying to look at that camera and drive, because God forbid anything happened to my girl, I'd probably just lose my whole little mind. So I'm glad that her phone did not pick back up for this sake. I'm sure she'll be in place tomorrow for our show, whatever it's going to be. We have to hold each other down. Once again, I tell you, I'm so, 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 so sorry about Monday night, but we had it was a lot of stuff going on Monday that it was just like, and when I say the devil was busy Monday, he was moving, honey. He was moving in all kinds of directions. So we was just like, nah, this show ain't gonna come out all that great, you know. And especially when you're moved and you ain't vibing, and it was just so much energy that was crazy. And it was just like, nah, this just one night ain't gonna kill us. The people that's with us is with us, and the people that that watch our show regularly, they came to the inbox and it was like, hey, y'all good, y'all straight, y'all okay. You know who's on your team from day one, and you know who's gonna be in your team when you rise. You already know the people that's vibing with you. But anyhow, I got to go, y'all. I got to make sure I give my Orlando his coffee for the night. So this is Shelly Live, the Lovebird. We love life. We love what we do. And we love y'all as always. Y'all hold it down till tomorrow. We'll be back at 8. Hopefully this storm won't blow us the hell off when it does touch Atlanta, if it ever gets here. Y'all be good, be sweet. Practice safe sex. Don't go around eating all kinds of coochies, y'all. I'm going to say that again. Don't go around eating all kinds of coochies. If you like giving oral sex to guys, if you like to break them off and sucking their penises, please be clean about it. Don't just be out here sucking randoms. This is just the advice from Shelly, just from me. If you're practicing celibacy, don't make nobody take you off your course if that's what you believe. Know your worth, know your value, know what you bring into the table from day one. Know what you coming with. You game, recognize game. I always people. Anyway, y'all, this is Shelly Live and Be Lovebird, y'all. Loving life, loving what we do. Until tomorrow, mwah. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice. Let's go. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Shelly Live and Be Lovebird. Have you ever met a sister with her shit together? Maintaining, never complaining, trying to make shit better. She's got a real good life with the right frame of mind. She's the real deal, baby, and she know how to grind. On the job or in the bedroom, baby, the truth. And with her by your side, homeboy, you can't lose. Just slip on the dress and go to work like a pro. Then bring that ass home and drop it down to the floor. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's a lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's the lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Shelly Live and Be Lovebird. Shelly Live and Be Lovebird. Shelly Live and Be Lovebird. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shelly Live and Be Lovebird. Shelly Live and Be Lovebird. Shelly Live and Be Lovebird.
Y'all have a good